The Aswa Show. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about commuting and my advice for college students that commute to school. So if you take a bus, if you carpool, if you take your own car, I'm going to give you some advice and rant about college and why a lot of times when you see those movies talking about college and oh, college is going to be a great time to make friends and blah blah blah, I'm going to tell you why you're going to have a hard time in college. But I want to be honest with you guys about it because I feel like a lot of people are not honest about commuting and how if you're a commuter and you work part-time to make ends meet, a lot of times you're not getting the same experience that a lot of other college students get that live in the dorms. So let's get started. So when I first started college, my freshman, sophomore, and junior years of college, I didn't have a car. I had to take this bus, and this bus, oh my god, I would drive there, or like my mom would drop me off, and I would walk to the bus and I would take that bus for 45 to 50 minutes to school. And let me tell you why, as a commuter, I think it's really important to keep checking your emails. Because one time I was taking the bus, and the thing is, if you're a commuter student, my advice to you is to never ever take an 8 a.m. course or a 9 a.m. course, or even if you can, don't even take a 10 a.m. course. You know why? Because if you have a class that starts at 8 a.m., you need to take a bus that gets you to class, or like gets you to your campus at least 20 minutes before class. So if you're taking the 7 a.m. bus, it's going to be too late because the bus will drop you off at the front of your campus like 7:55 or probably 8 sharp. So then you won't be able to walk to your class on time. So then you end up taking the 6 a.m. bus, and then what time do you wake up? You wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, the crack of dawn. You wake up at 5 a.m. to get ready to drive to a 6 a.m. bus that would take you to class, like campus, at 7 something, so that you would be at your 8 a.m. class. Please don't do it. If you take a bus to school, do not like register for an 8 a.m. course. I'm begging you. You know why? Because I did it myself. Another thing is, I would recommend checking your email, because a lot of professors at university, I'm just speaking from my petty bitter experience, okay, but I had some professors that would legit cancel their classes 20 minutes before class. So they had the audacity to cancel class 20 minutes before. So I had a class at 9 a.m. I won't say what class it was, but basically I had a class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. to like noon or 11 a.m. I don't know. It was like either 2 hours or 3 hours long. But anyways, I had this class at 9 a.m. and I was taking the 7 a.m. bus. I took the 7 a.m. bus, I took my sweet time, and I walked to class and I sat down, and the whole auditorium was empty. And I was wondering, like, where is everybody? Why is there no one here? What the hell? And then, guess what happened? When class 9 a.m. started, there was still nobody in class, and I was like, this isn't okay. Then I checked my email, and guess when she canceled class? She canceled class at 8:20 a.m. So she canceled class 40 minutes before class started. The audacity, my friends. Listen, the thing is, I took a 6 a.m. bus, or not 6, 7 a.m. bus to get to campus, right? How in the world am I supposed to know that you all of a sudden decide to cancel class 40 minutes before? And I remember being so angry because that was my only class for the day. So what I'm saying is, I got dressed, woke up early, ate my breakfast, no, skip breakfast, and then took the bus in the freezing cold and sat there all the way to go to campus just to walk to my class. Walked a long way too, just for me to sit and realize that this person canceled 40 minutes before. I never felt so angry in my life. So what is this? Is this advice? I'm basically saying that if you don't live too far, keep checking those emails, because if you have a professor that cancels half an hour before class, I need you to email them. I was too scared. I was a freshman in college, okay? I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to confront people like that, but I was livid because it's like, how are you gonna cancel class as if there aren't any commuter students in your class? It was so disrespectful. Like, I wasn't able to just take a bus immediately, oh bus, come fly and flap your wings and come take me back home. I was stuck on campus. Another thing I recommend to you is that if you're a commuter student, you might have a really hard time making friends with people who live in the dorms because they don't live that hustle life that you're struggling with, okay? A lot of commuter students and dorm students are just built different. People who live in the dorms, they literally just roll out of bed. They don't struggle the way you do. So if you are a commuter and you're taking the bus on top of that, props to you, because there's a lot of students in my university that would take the bus to my campus and then walk to their classes, and we're just built different. We have to wake up a lot earlier. We have to live a different lifestyle. So if you're surrounded by dorm students, I'm not trying to discriminate, okay? But a lot of times if you're trying to make friends the conventional way, you're gonna have a hard time, because I remember like when I first started college, I was trying to make friends with people in the dorms, and their laid back attitude just irritated my soul. It's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna take a stroll and walk here, and I had to run to the bus. Now let me get started. Let me go back to that damn bus, okay? Because I hated that bus with all my heart. I graduated college 2 years ago and I'm still pissed off at how the bus used to treat me. Now here's one thing that happened. So the bus that I had to take home, the last one was at 6:12. I'll never forget the time, 6:12. And one time I was at a pre-med event and I was sitting there and I was enjoying the event, and then it said 6:08 on the clock. Like, and I checked the clock over in like the auditorium and it said 6:08, and I was telling my friend, oh, I have to go, the bus. And basically I had to run like a half mile to the bus, and it was winter and I wasn't wearing the proper shoes. So I was running because if I don't make this bus, I'm basically stranded on campus. I have nowhere, and I have no other way to get home, so I have to catch this bus. So I was running and I was running and I was running and I was running, and then the bus guy came for my bus. My bus came, and he basically came a little bit early. He came at 6:09, and I was running and I was like, wait, and the guy, he literally saw me, and I was so close. I was literally 10 feet away from the bus, and it was like probably 6:10 by then, but the bus, it needs to stay till 6:12 because that's what the time is. He literally saw me from his front mirror. He saw me, he looked back and he saw me running, and I was waving like, please wait, and he just left. He gave me this look like, you weren't waiting with the rest of these people, and then he drove away. The thing is, I had a mental breakdown that night because I was so upset. It was the first time that I really pushed myself to go to a after class event, like, you know, those afternoon night events that they have on campus. I wasn't able to go to the majority of them because I was so scared that I wasn't going to be able to come home. And now the first time I go out and I go to a pre-med event, this bus guy, who was such a jerk, he drove away, and there was no other way. He knew it was the last bus that left my campus, and he drove away, and I was so upset, and I had to call, and I literally cried. I would call my mom. I was like, oh yeah, I can't, and she has to drive all the way from our house all the way to my campus to pick me up. But it was in those situations that really made me realize that a commuter life is not fun. And I wish someone really told me that, you know, being a commuter kind of sucks, like really sucks bad, because a lot of these kids that live in the dorms or lives off campus but not that far, they don't have the same experience as you, and it's really frustrating to be surrounded by people that don't understand. I have to catch this bus, I'm not able to come to this event. And for the first 3 years of college, I wasn't able to socialize with other people because I had to get home. I literally had to take a bus home, and I was not able to go to events. I was not able to go to like after class events, or like, and there was a lot of moments where I really wanted to socialize with other people, but I was not able to because I legit had to go home. And the last bus that left on my campus was 6 p.m. and a lot of events started at 6 p.m. So there were a lot of events I had to be like, sorry, I can't go, which really made a lot of people not want to be friends with me because I was literally not able to go to any events, you know? Now, if you drive a car. So I went to the University of Minnesota, and you literally have to win a lottery to get parking space. Oh my god. But basically, I used to cheat the system. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but basically a lot of times I would park in this one parallel street and it was free parking. They said maximum 2 hours parking, but allegedly, I'm not gonna incriminate myself, I used to park in this parallel parking area and I would walk like almost 2 miles to get to my school because I was stingy with my money, okay? I was willing to walk in the freezing cold in the middle of Minnesotan winter to go to my campus just to have free parking. I was that stingy with my money because at the time I did not have money like that. If you have literally $6 to spend for the day, right? That $6 literally went to ramen and black coffee that I would put creamer in. Even though I was lactose intolerant, I just could not drink coffee black. So I was struggling and I was desperate. So I was willing to walk 2 miles to my classes because I refused to pay money. And one time that parallel parking area was packed and I had an exam. The thing is, more and more people found out about that free parking area and basically did the same thing as me, but like finessed the system. So then one day I really needed to park and there was no parking, and I was going around my entire campus trying to find a way to park, and I basically parked in a different area of the city for a full day, $5 parking, and I ran to my class and I was so late. But basically what I'm trying to say is that even though I had a car for senior year and I was very grateful to have like a beat up Toyota Corolla, I actually lost that Toyota Corolla because I had an accident last year, and because of that accident the car was so old that it was not worth replacing the parts, so it was a total loss. So I lost that car and I miss it, but that beat up red Toyota Corolla was my car. I loved it so much because it was so nice to not have to go to a bus that made you car sick every day. And yeah, so I basically took that car everywhere, but it still made life a little bit difficult when I had a car. I mean, back in college I wasn't complaining at all, but when I was driving that car there was always that stress that I would not be able to find parking. My advice to you, if you're a commuter student, I'm not trying to tell you to look on the bright side because it's not fun being a commuter student, and honestly I don't even know why I put up with what I did. And my advice to you is that if you're a commuter student and you work part-time, your life in college is not going to be anywhere as near as what people make college seem, like the idealized version of what college is. So my advice to you is that if you're taking the bus, just try to find the best, like try to look on the bright side in the sense where try to make things in your life kind of revolve around the fact that you commute. For example, I would recommend these headphones, Sony. Let me find the brand. The Sony WF-SP800N. I'm gonna obviously put it down here, but basically these headphones are noise canceling. I like them, they work really nice, and they're basically for working out. I use them to work out at the gym because it has like this little plastic hook thing that can hook in your ear, and it's really nice to have like in the car, in a bus obviously. So if you're taking a bus or a train, I would recommend finding nice noise canceling headphones and finding a lot of ways to distract yourself because you're taking the bus to school. There's going to be a lot of free time in your hands. So what I used to do was I never used to sacrifice sleep too much when I was in college. Instead, I would use my bus time to study. So I would literally read my readings for the day on my way to school. So it's like Another thing I recommend is going to a space where there is an equal amount of people that live in the dorm and people that commute, because I used to have friends that used to commute and we used to help each other. They were like, hey, there's free coffee in this area, or this event is having free food, and we would legit come all together just to walk to this event, get free food, listen to what they had to say, and bounce. Like, we would literally help each other hustle. And what I really recommend is going to events that start 4 and at 5, and then finding ways to, if I could go back in time, right? I was very prideful. I refused to ask for help. I refused to ask people to take me home. But if I could go back in time, I would literally give people money. I'd be like, hey, I really want to go to this event. Can I pay you this amount and you take me home? And the thing is, like, I was really upset that I needed to rely on others, and I would rather, like, I'd rather eat rocks. I'd rather mop the ocean. I'd rather trim like grass with this kind of tiny pair of scissors. I'd rather do that than ask for a ride home. And if I could go back in time, I would honestly just be a little bit less prideful and a little shameless in that sense. I wish I could go back in time and be shameless about asking for help, asking for rides, asking my mom to pick me up more often than she did. And yeah, I think that if I was a lot more honest with myself, I really wanted to go to events, especially my first 3 years of college, but because of this bus that left at 6 p.m. I was not able to go to a lot of events. But if there was any way for someone to just drop me off home and I could pay them, I really wish I took that route instead of just being prideful and just keeping to myself. I'm basically making this video for anyone who kind of relates to the frustration of going to university in person, basically relying on a bus schedule, basically shaping your entire reality, your entire lifestyle based on a bus schedule. And yeah, I hope this video makes you feel a little bit better. Hey, we're both, like, I struggled, and if it helps you feel better about struggling. But anyways, if you guys are going to college right now during the pandemic, a lot of y'all are being forced to go to school in person. So if you're a commuter, just remember that your lifestyle is not going to be the same as people that live in the dorms, okay? I literally just get so jealous, you know. Back in college I was jealous of them. I'd be like, oh, you're so lucky, literally roll out of bed. But thing is, I saved a lot of money. So if you're not living in the dorms to save money, trust me, like, I saved a lot of money and I don't have to pay as many loans. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content. I made a video also talking about college and why I became an English major, why I graduated college with an English degree. And if you want to watch that video, I'll leave it in the description as well. And yeah, that's all I have to say in this video, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.